The company name is called Flair Moda Fashion Designing Limited. We have our own brands, so we are a brand maker. We own our own fashion brand for ladies wear, and also we offer design services. So we design uniform for other people, like we design for Harvey Nichols, we designed for Estee Lauder before, and some other brands. So we also do uniform designs and other design services for other brands. It's a private company with a few shareholders. I'm just one of the shareholders, but own a very small portion of it. So it's a private company with a few shareholders. So I don't know whether you consider it as a partnership or just a private company, probably. It's a small private company. I'm not the sole owner. There are about 5 partners, and I'm just 5 shareholders, and I'm just one of the shareholders. Our design office is located in Chun, in the New Territories area of Hong Kong. We are located on one floor of an industrial building in Chun. I think I was around 30 something, 32 maybe, when I started the business. How much previous work experience had you had? Before I started my own company, I actually was trained as a chartered accountant in a completely totally different field in Canada. So I worked for 2 years as a chartered accountant, and then I came back and I worked as an assistant to a designer for about 3 years, and then I started setting up this operation right now. So it has been about, I think, altogether 5 years that I worked for other people before I started this business. So that's my 5 years previous work experience before I started my business. I think is financially we didn't face the biggest problem because we have shareholders who are willing to put in the finance, and also our operation is small scale because it's mainly a design office, so we don't need to hire a lot of people. But I think the main difficulty is to learn to run the business, because running a business is different from working for people. Then you have to, as a owner or as the boss, you have to look at the financial side of things, not just designing. I'm mainly a fashion designer or a fashion director, in the sense I design and make the collection for ladies wear. But to look at, also take care of the financial side, I think that's a biggest challenge, to be able to balance your statements. And also the other challenge would be, I think, human resources, to hire the right type of people and to have a good work relationship and to have a good working atmosphere at the office, so that the staffs are motivated and all work together as a team. I think interpersonal skills are very, very important. And also, you know, from an owner or boss point of view, there's always a little bit of conflict when compared to that of an employee, because everybody, you know, employer and employees have different goals and objectives, and so it's important how to narrow down this conflict and try to set up the main and a common goal and objectives for this employer and employee, so that we can work as a team and in reaching that goals of the company. So setting up both goals of the company and at the same time helping the staff to achieve their personal goals. I think that's very important, to create a good team effort and to achieve good workforce for the office. I think that's one of the biggest challenges. We didn't have any financial help when we start up. Actually, in Hong Kong, I think there are some grants by the government for small company or a small size company set up, but we didn't apply for that. But throughout the years, when we did have some aid from the government through the Hong Kong Trade Development Council, because we joined a lot of the fashion shows that are half sponsored by the Hong Kong Trade Development Council, which is owned by the government. So in that sense, there are aids coming from the government. Because we did a lot of fashion shows overseas, and that's very expensive, but it's sponsored by the Hong Kong Trade Development Council. And also, I think that's the main source of our aid from the government. I really don't understand what you mean. Capital meaning assets, fixed assets meaning the buildings or the... no, I don't have my own. We rent the property, if that is what you mean by my own capital. We don't own any property. We rent the property that we are working in, but we do own the machinery, like the sewing machines, so that is also fixed capital in that sense. So we own the machinery, but we don't own the property. So the financial capital is contributed by the shareholders. I'm not the contributing shareholders in that case. I'm more of a working partner in that sense. But we have a few shareholders who actually contribute the financial capital. It's basically passion. I have a great passion for fashion design. I love fashion, ladies wear, everything related to fashion, garment, clothes. I love it. So I think the main motivation and the main reason for setting up my own business is to pursue my passion, pursue a dream. I think Hong Kong does not have a lot of very successful high-end ladies wear fashion brand. Hong Kong used to be a garment manufacturer, was one of the most successful garment manufacturer in the world in the 60s, 70s, but gradually fading out and with all the factories moving to China. So Hong Kong is left as, not so much a garment manufacturing center, but rather we are trying to develop ourselves from a manufacturing center to a fashion designing center. That's what Hong Kong has been trying to do. So I think that's a new challenge, but so far I think Hong Kong hasn't been able to establish a lot of internationally renowned or famous fashion brands. So that's my dream of achieving that, bringing ladies' fashion wear into a higher end. Because Hong Kong has been known for making more of a mass market, cheaper range, but I want to do and prove to people that we, can also do high-end fashion, high quality with creativity, not just copying other designs, not just copying European designers. We can be original, we can be creative too, and that's the reason for starting my business, and hopefully reaching the target. Redundancy, previous job. Okay, sorry, I kind of misread your question. What was the main reason for starting your own business? Motivation, my own motivation, the passion, that's the main thing. But you also asked, was it because of redundancy or previous job or needed income to keep a big house? Oh, of course I needed income to keep a living, but that's not the main reason. To make a living, you can work in many fields. And there are many fields, for example, if you work in banking, investment banking, I think you earn a lot more than what we fashion designers do. But so the main reason for starting my own business is a passion for fashion, not for mainly making making money or trying to earn a decent income. Because to earn a decent income, I would be working in other fields probably. Work from home, own boss, lifestyle, location, natural progression. As the main reason for my own business, that's the question that you're asking. The same again, it's not the lifestyle, it's not the location, it's not because of the fact that I can work from home. The main reason is again motivation. The motivation is, the passion for fashion, the love for doing what I'm doing. That's the reason, and that's the reason for setting up my own business. To make a reasonable living, I would say 2. You don't make a very good living. To make a lot of money, I would say 1. Definitely not much money. Number 3 is to be my own boss. I quite like that. So I would say that a 3, but not the most important thing. I wouldn't mind working for big fashion brands in Europe, as long as I'm in the industry that I like. I don't have to be my own boss. So that's number 3 as a rating. And also, I have to kind of re-rate. To avoid unemployment is the number 1, lowest rating. A form of semi-retirement, also not right, very low rating. To live in this location, also not right, because I live very far from what I work. To avoid unemployment, to live in this location, to a form of semi-retirement, all these three are not valid, absolutely not valid in my case. I can't really give a rating because I don't work because of that. And I would give a low rating to make a lot of money, one, and a second low rating to make a living. The third low rating would be to be my own boss. And then I think I spotted a market opportunity as a fourth rating, because there is a market opportunity because China is opening up, has been opening up in the past years, and there is a big demand for fashion. And also gradually as the Chinese economy is maturing, they also has a demand for higher end fashion, not just cheap mass market, but high end fashion. And that's where I see myself coming in and being able to fill that market, hopefully reaching out to China. So I do spot a market opportunity, so I would rate that as quite high, let's say like a 9 out of 10. And enjoying this lifestyle, 10 out of 10, definitely, because it's what I enjoy doing, I love doing, so I absolutely enjoy the lifestyle I have.